So I'm in El Nido and I'm going to show you the nightlife here, which is pretty cool. It's actually a really nice vibe, although it's really busy. Lots of people, it's buzzing all the time, but it's actually really cool. I'm going to show you around the whole place and exactly what it's like. Hello! Yeah, very nice people. So I've started at the end of town. I'm going to show you sort of just generally what it's like, starting with this place, which is absolutely heaving. It is an Italian restaurant, and the name of it, I've forgotten. There you go. It's Gorgonzola, and it is absolutely rammed with people all the time. Pretty cool place. We haven't actually ate there yet. It's always really, really busy, and it is insanely hot, but it's got good reviews. Let's look at some more places. So you've got the food truck here, which is like a little food truck restaurant with some seating area. Just down there. Mind the tuk-tuks that speed past. There is tons of ATMs around the city as well. This one's a little bit more quieter here. Loads of tuk-tuks around, or tricycles as they call them here. This one is called the Hub, which is a pretty chill sort of vibe place. Happy hour from 7 till 10 p.m. Happy hour. 7 till 10. It's pretty cool sort of vibe. A bit more of a chill place. These are the famous jeepneys that actually travel around as like local transportation. Pretty fun. So we're coming into like the main stretch now where it gets busy, and there's loads of places, loads of tour centres, places, all sort of similar prices. You can get one of these wet bags. A lot of people are selling them on the street, but they're really useful, especially for their island hopping tours. It does get a little bit rainy here, so you will get a lot of puddles. Some of the markets and the restaurants. Hello, thank you. Most places there's people outside selling or trying to promote the restaurants. We ate in High Tides earlier, which is actually a really cool place. What have you been there? It's actually a really nice place. The vibe here is actually really cool. It's like it's chaotically busy, but not in a bad way. It's not like a rough way. I think some like places in Thailand, some of the places I went to a few years ago just felt quite rough. Lots of like stag do's and sort of, you know, like gangs of people. But here it's sort of quite a nice vibe. It is busy, but just in a nice sort of way. Some of these little market stalls are really, really good. So sort of like just the usual stuff, the magnets and stuff, but you can barter them down on price. These are the tuk-tuks. Almost get hit by a car or a bike. So some of the restaurants, we ate at Petron last night, which is like a Mexican bar, but unfortunately portion sizes were tiny, so I wouldn't actually recommend that. It's quite expensive for what it is. If you're looking for some really sort of cheap local food, you can eat at these little stalls. Haven't actually tried any of these yet, but they're only sort of 50 to 100 pesos, which is like sort of 70p towards £1.20 roughly. It does get very busy here. Lots of people around. So I'm going to show you Calamari, which is one of the busier bars. Turns into a club later on, which is pretty cool. It's got quite a lot of good vibe. Let's have a look. They sell drinks outside. It's a bit dead at the moment. It's only about 9:30, but let's take a look upstairs. Their karaoke. So one of the really cool places is a little local area where they play like games and stuff. I'm going to show you now. It's right in the main section near Calamari Bar. You go in opposite into this area. I'll show you some of the games that are going on. So the gambling section of El Nido was a lot more awesome than I thought. So I'm going to post that as a separate video. So check that one out. But I'm going to carry on back down the main high street and just show you some of the other awesome places that you can visit. I'm going to show you sort of the market section now, which is really cool. There's loads of good sort of deals on t-shirts with El Nido on and loads of different things like that. So there's a main strip here, which is just full of these little markets. So I'll show you around. There's the police. So loads of t-shirts with El Nido written on them. And then in here, I'm surprised these aren't busier than they are, but there's loads of different stuff to buy. Some of them's got prices. So 3,040, so it'd be very expensive. It's like 40 quid for a t-shirt. So you have to barter them down a little bit on that one. Very, very dead in here. Yeah. It was here during the day and it was a little bit busier during the day, but at night it's quite empty. I think they stick the prices up a little bit too much. Puts people off, but you can knock them down quite a lot, especially when you... my advice is always to get out cash and sort of show them the cash that you're willing to spend. And a good baseline is to start off around half price. And then if they're really adamant, you can work up. But a lot of the time they'll accept half price because they've overcharged massively to begin with. So carrying on walking just past the market section. We go down here. And there's some more sort of more chill vibe places. There's like bigger surf stores, a few restaurants. So this is a really cool restaurant. We went here today and it's like right on the beach. You come through and you'll see just how close it is to the beach. The barbecue. So this is called Bundatan. And you come here and it's right on the beach, which is pretty cool. It's high tide at the moment, so the beach comes up quite far. Let's see, what should I say. But a lot of these places are right on the beach, so you can just go right through. Let's carry on down here. This is another little beach bar. Pretty cool place. So yeah, you will struggle to walk here during the high tide. Place is a little bit more chilled. Marbers. Some of the more local places. I'm going to show you some of the prices. So, beer in a can, 120. I would say that's a little bit more expensive than most places. This is about £1.50. At San Miguel, 100 is about normal. But if you go for the litre bottle, which is literally a litre bottle of beer, it is 170, which is £2.20, and it is great value for money. Some nice little restaurant places. The road is, I think, under construction at the moment. Everyone's just around the diggers and stuff. The actual El Nido town isn't massive. There's sort of one main road which has just very few mopeds and tricycles through. And then there's another road which has more cars, just a little bit busier, more restaurants and stuff. But it's actually quite a small town. You can walk it all within sort of 20 minutes from end to end. Somewhere to get churros. One thing you will see everywhere is dogs, but all of them are very friendly. Hello. You good boy. All of them are lovely. You don't feel sort of like any of them are very threatening. They're all just very friendly, even if they're stray. All very good boys. You're a good boy. I'm actually struggling to leave him now because he's very friendly. But you'll see dogs everywhere. And they're very nice. So if you haven't seen any of my other videos about the tricycles in the Philippines, then I will give you a little spoiler that they do rip you off as a tourist. So whatever they quote is the first price. Generally, you need to knock them down at least half. They have a different price for locals and for tourists. So, just for example, from here to Coron Beach is about a 15-minute walk. It should be 50 pesos, and they will usually try and charge about 100. If you start to walk away, they will, a lot of the time, try and charge less. But what I've noticed is if you're staying in a nice resort, they will not knock down the price because they think you've got a lot of money. So we got a day pass in Puerto Princesa at this hotel. Going there, it was 40 pesos for about a 7-minute drive. On the way back, they tried to charge 150 pesos, and they would not knock down the price. So what we did is just walk about 10 minutes down the road and jumped in another tuk-tuk, and it was 40 pesos. So yeah, if you're staying in like a nice resort, they will charge you more. So I would just walk out and just walk down the road a little bit. You'll pick up another one very quickly. So this is the other road. There's not a lot down here. There's a lot more quiet and there's a lot more cars. Cars are not allowed on the other road. Only motorbikes and tricycles. But this one is a little bit quieter. Haven't actually been down this section yet. I think it's sort of more market stalls here. It's a big arch that says El Nido. Let's have a look. Seems like a few more stalls. Some El Nido bags. More doggos. As you can tell, it's around Christmas time at the moment. There's not many stalls there, but there's some lights at the end. So I'll just have a look at that. And then we'll check out some more sort of local places where the sort of Filipino tourists go. A little bit more of the quieter side of town. There's a few markets down there. And then down this way, there is not a lot, but I'm going to see what these lights are down here. I haven't actually been down this part of town yet, but it's quite a bit further away from the beach. Yeah, so there's not a lot down here. There's these two little restaurant and shop, and then there is a couple little hotels and a shop down there, but nothing too much. This is quite far away from the beachfront, so I'm going to go back down and show you some more lively places in the actual main town bit. So I will go back. I'm back at the entrance, and I go back to the main part of the town. So there's one of the arches, heading back to the main strip. So this is one of the Indian restaurants that we really want to go to, but we haven't been to yet. But it's very nice and busy inside. Looks like a really good vibe. It is tiny though. And then across the street there's another Indian place which had good reviews, but the recent reviews were quite bad. And there's obviously not a lot of vibe in there. So we haven't been there yet. More places. This place has got some shots. Is that for me, is it? Thank you.
Amigos.
Welcome to Amigos.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Vlog.
Very nice.
Vlog.
I'm going to show the YouTube in here. What's your name?
Dayan.
Nice to meet you. Pretty cool place. You go through this right on the beach. Let's carry on through and go back to another bar. So that was, I don't know what that one was called. This one's a much more chill sort of vibe. Not like the other place. There's another doggo. Oh, good boy. I'm not actually convinced there was any alcohol in that free shot, but still, free shot, worth doing every time. It's worth knowing the tide does come in this, like, sort of in the evening, so there's just about enough room to walk. Big Mama's looks like a bit more of a local place. Yeah? Is there any light? Say hello to YouTube.
What YouTube?
Hello.
YouTube what?
What's your name?
Julius.
Julius. Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Okay.
So you can go back through the dodgy alleyway. Back to the high street. He just asked me for my YouTube, so he's my 41 subscriber, which is pretty good. Got 2 in one day, so yeah, keep them coming. There we go. Back to the main high street. So yeah, there's a few little dodgy alleyways you can cut through to the beach. Right, let's carry on. We've got Gusto up there, which looks quite nice. And then just here you've got a place called Mazabor, which is where we went for breakfast this morning, which is actually a really nice place. It's a bit more sort of chilled, tame sort of place. But it's got an upstairs and a rooftop bit, so you can just sort of sit and watch people. But I'll show you the menu. Around sort of $320 to $400 for a meal. So sort of, what, £4 to £6 a meal. Seafood, chicken, homemade meals, pork, beef, chicken, lots of different stuff. Got a place called Big Bad Thai, which we tried to go to, but it was fully booked apparently. Although the couple that went in before us were told it was a 30-minute wait, and then they told us that it's fully booked for the night. That was at 6 o'clock, so I'm not sure what that's about. Some local places. So Chow Chow. There you go. Nice cockroaches. It's just ramen noodles and all sorts of different food, burgers, dumplings. So if you want somewhere to do your laundry, it is actually the cheapest place that we found in El Nido. And it's on the main high street, just below this bar. It's called the Laundry Shop, called Clean Bubbles. And it's 85 pesos per kilo, which most places are about 100 kilos. 100 pesos per kilo, so pretty cheap. El Nido is one of those places that during the day it just feels a little bit dead, a little bit sort of not very interesting. It's sort of very dependent on the island hopping tours, but during the night it becomes a completely different place, and the vibe is amazing.